Hi there. Hi, Pumpkin. It's Saturday night, and here we are. Thanks for tuning in. It has been such a busy day. We had a health fair. It was a local health fair, and a friend of mine asked me to take a table, and I said, okay. um, Fully knowing that most of my clientele are not people that are just walking by like right now. I'm doing a coaching business, but I'm not actually certified yet. So really my clientele are people who book folks to speak. So that would be senior center directors and people who run activities at assisted livings and nursing homes and things like that, or church groups or civic groups. So I kind of went in knowing I went in more to be there for my friends, and I'm glad I did. It was a good day. I didn't necessarily book any events for my business, but then actually I had a lot of good stuff happen. So that's my message today is sometimes when we do something, good things come of it that we don't expect. So, for example, it was a health fair. So then I met with some physical therapists who shared with me ways that I can optimize my setup, which, by the way, this is pretty unhealthy. I'm sitting on a very comfortable chair. They suggested sitting, excuse me, upright with both feet on the ground and with a very upright posture. And it's kind of the opposite of what I do. So I may have to be switching my setup for a better, at least for working during the day. So that was a good bit of knowledge. And then also, so that was really good. That was a beneficial thing. Finding out the proper ergonomics for my computer and where to set the screen up and things like that for ergonomics. And then also I met someone, actually it was a really good day. I met someone who invited me to speak with her church women's group, which I was pretty excited about. And we had a lot of it in resonance. So I don't know if that makes sense. Like she studied a lot of metaphysics, and we were kind of sharing a lot of ideas. So that was cool. And then there was another person who said, "Hey, I don't know if you're interested, but I might be giving up this class I'm teaching. Would you like to take it over?" So that was cool. And then I guess I got invited to a senior series. Like it's a series through a local group that goes to different senior centers and teaches health classes. So it was a really good day, and I kind of went in not expecting anything, and then like 4 good things happened. So so that's my point. Is I guess sometimes when you go and I did this, just because I said I'm not going to really get any business from this. I didn't see any benefits directly from doing this event today. 4 good things happen that I didn't expect. So I guess that's my message for you today is sometimes you go into something to help a friend or to be kind and or to like be of service to the community, because I do like to share information and meet people and share my channel. And then, for unexpected good things happen. I'm not sure why I can't see the chat, so I don't even know if it's here. Is anyone out there? All right, well, thanks for tuning in if you're out there. But I'll do a few, let's do some deep breathing, okay? Because I did not do deep breathing this morning. I didn't even go to the gym. I just had to go to this health fair fairly early. So, sorry, someone keeps texting me. So close your eyes. We're gonna inhale through our nose and exhale through our mouth. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. And we're slowing our breath down, inhaling slowly and deeply through our nose. And then exhaling through our mouth. Inhale. And exhale. So I'd like you to take a moment, and if you can put your left hand over your heart. I know it's not typically what we do. I think if we put our right hand over our heart, that reminds me too much of the Pledge of Allegiance. So that's why I'm saying, put your left hand over your heart and inhale through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. And what we're doing here is going within, letting all the issues of the world float away, letting all our things that we have to do, things that we've done in the past, things that we're stressed about, and just let it all go for a moment. And be present for a few moments here together. And inhale. And exhale. And what I'd like you to do is try and think of something, anything you want, that you're grateful for. And inhale. And notice how you feel in your body when you think of something you're grateful for. I'm going to think of the opportunities I had today that weren't expected and that reinforced my decision to go and be there for a friend, and then 4 awesome things happened that I didn't expect. Inhale. And I didn't even think about all these things till I sat here with you. So sitting and reflecting on stuff sometimes can bring things to light. Inhale. Journaling. Sitting quietly. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And you can continue breathing slowly and deeply. Okay, I don't know. I think I messed something up when I set this up, folks. I apologize for not having a chat. And I know some people tune in just for that. By the way, I want to thank our moderator, Imran Hossain. And I'm sorry for wasting your time, Imran. I didn't set the chat up properly. So sorry about that. And also, I will get you the title for that new video that we're working on. We're doing on our secondary channel, I'm doing a series called Books and Brews. And it's, cheers to you. Here's for a little gratitude with attitude. It's a book club, either for one person, if you just like to hear about books or read a book, or it can be a way to lead a discussion with a group of people. And what I'm doing is we're reading a book, and then I'm sharing with you how I would lead a book club if I were reading this book with a group of folks. And I want it to be a resource for people that have, get to lead groups and are looking for material, because sometimes that can be really difficult, is planning an activity when you're leading a group of people, when you're interacting with the folks all day, and then you have to plan activities for them. So I wanted to provide content for folks that is intellectually stimulating and interesting, and maybe gets people to think about things in a slightly different perspective and reminisce about how their lives were similar or dissimilar to the things that happened to this author in the book. So the topic we're doing is The Thin Blue Lie, an honest cop versus the FBI. And it's a great story by Greg Dillon, and I interviewed him, and we're doing little segments of his book and just talking about different aspects of the interview and how maybe, how he went to school, how he got his first job, et cetera, how those may or may not be similar to your life. So I thought that would be, fun. And let me know if you think there's a different aspect you'd like to know. That would be very interesting to me. Hi, Pumpkin. Okay. So this is a new book by Florence Scovel-Shinn called The Power of the Spoken Word. And I'm just going to read you the foreword because she was a metaphysician who lived about 100 years ago. And she published the book, The Game of Life and How to Play It, in 1925, exactly 100 years ago. She self-published it. And as I said, she was a metaphysician. And I'm in school right now to get my doctorate in metaphysics because she inspired me so much. I wanted to follow in her footsteps. So here we go. This is the foreword on the power of the spoken word. And it's so true. Our words have incredible power. Florence Scovel Shinn taught metaphysics in New York for many years. Her meetings were well attended, and in that way, she was the means of bringing the message to a considerable number of people. Her books have had a wide circulation, not only in America, but abroad. They seem to have a knack of finding their way to remote and unexpected places in Europe and other parts of the world. Now and again, we meet someone who came into truth through finding a Florence Shinn book in the most improbable location. One secret of her success was that she was always herself, colloquial, informal, friendly, and humorous. She never sought to be literary, conventional, or impressive. For this reason, she appealed to thousands who would not have taken the spiritual message through more conservative and dignified forms, or have been willing to read, at least in the beginning, the standard metaphysical books. She herself was very spiritual, although this was usually hidden behind a matter-of-fact and carefree treatment of her subject. The technical or academic approach was not for her. She taught by familiar, practical, and everyday examples. She had been by profession an artist and book illustrator before becoming a true teacher, and belonged to an old Philadelphia family. She left a collection of notes and memoranda which have been made into the present book. May it have a wide circulation. Okay, so this is just, obviously this is just telling her background, which is pretty cool, because that's kind of what I try to do with my channel. Like sometimes I'll do ridiculous skits that are silly, but hopefully they get the message across, that people can identify with it. And then I'll try to sneak in like a learning that happened to me or some kind of deeper information. So this first chapter is called Weapons Ye Know Not Of. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'll just read a little bit because this is actually Florence here. I have weapons ye know not of. I have ways ye know not of. I have channels ye know not of. Mysterious weapons, mysterious ways, mysterious channels. For God works in mysterious ways, his wonders to perform. The trouble with most people is that they want to know the way and the channels beforehand. They want to tell Supreme Intelligence just how their prayer should be answered. They do not trust the wisdom and ingenuity of God. They pray, giving infinite intelligence definite directions how to work, thereby limiting the Holy One of Israel. Jesus Christ said, when you pray, believe you have it. What could be more simple or direct? Becoming as a little child if you would enter the kingdom. We might paraphrase the scriptures and say, have the expectancy of a little child in your prayer, and your prayers will be answered. And this is a great example because sometimes I think of this. A child waits with joyful expectancy for toys on Christmas or Hanukkah morning. I give the illustration of a little boy who asked for a drum for Christmas. The child does not lay awake at night agonizing over his drum, wondering whether he will get it or not. He goes to bed and sleeps like a top. He jumps out of bed in the morning, ready for the happy day before him. He looks with wonder at that which is before him. Only the grown-up person spends sleepless nights agonizing over the problem. Instead of the drum, they have spoken for a large sum of money. They can't think of any way it can come. Will it come on time? They will tell you they have perfect faith in God, but they would like to know more about the channel and how it is to be done. And the answer comes, I have weapons ye know not of. My ways are ingenious, my methods are sure. Trust in me and commit your ways to me. And committing ways unto the Lord is very difficult for most people. It means, of course, to follow intuition, for intuition is the magic path. The beeline to your demonstration. Intuition is a spiritual faculty above intellect. That's pretty wild because our analytical brain, and this is me talking now, not Florence, but our analytical brain wants to know, how is it going to be done? When's it going to be done? Who's going to do it? Am I going to do it? What do I have to do? No, you have to imagine it's done and then go about your business, do what you have to do, work towards it, but don't be worried about the outcome. Release any expectation onto how it's going to manifest or when or any other details. Just say, I'm working towards it, do your best, and then don't stress. Don't be worried about it. Let it go. And I have to tell myself, I'm talking to myself now because it's human nature to want to know all this stuff. Our analytical mind has kept us alive, so it's just doing its job. Being angry towards it only gives it more power. So it's kind of a paradox. You kind of have to work towards it and then let it go. So it's kind of a beautiful dance. I'll leave you with this. So we just said intuition is a spiritual faculty above the intellect. It is the still small voice commonly called a hunch, which says, "This is the way, walk you in it." I refer to intuition very often, for it is the most important part of spiritual development. Wow. It is divine guidance. It is the God within. It is the eye which watches over us and never slumbers or sleeps. With it, nothing is unimportant. And acknowledge in me your ways, and I will make plain your path. Remember, despise not the day of small things or of seemingly unimportant events. It is difficult for a person who has always followed the reasoning mind to suddenly follow intuition, especially people who have what they call regular habits. They're accustomed to doing the same thing every day at the same time. Meals like clockwork. They get up at a certain time and go to bed at a certain time. Any deviation upsets them. We have the power of choice. We may follow the magic path of intuition or the long, hard road of experience by following the reasoning mind. By following the superconscious, we attain heights. In the intuition are the pictures of eternal youth and eternal life, where death itself is overcome. Okay, so follow your intuition, and do your best, but also know when to let it go. So that really takes practice. So I hope that helps. I work on that every day. And sometimes I push too hard, and sometimes I don't push enough, and it's like learning how to drive. You learn how much gas to use to get up that hill. Especially imagine balancing the clutch, okay, if you had a manual car. So you need to know how to balance that clutch. Sometimes you give it a little gas, sometimes you let up, and you have to hit the brake sometimes. But it comes with practice, and I'm working on that. I hope that helps you. I know it's something I'm working on, so I just wanted to share that with you, because I'm never done. It's always something to work on, but it's also fun. It can be really exciting, and like I said today, I started out today saying, all right, well, I'm going into this not expecting anything. I'm just doing my best. I'm going to go there and be there for my friend because she asked me to be there, and then 4 good things happened. And they were beyond what I had hoped. I didn't expect anything. And then 4 cool things happened. I do have to redo my seating area so that I keep my back healthy, because for good posture. So I'll be doing that later. But they mentioned a chair, one of those little chairs with a ball, and to try to sit up on that and use your core. So I do have one of those, and it's more work to sit in it, but the physical therapist was like, that's really good for your back. So I do have one, thankfully. I just have to put some air in it, and then I'm going to set that up at my table and start using it, because whatever, keeps us healthy. I sit a lot, studying and doing editing and things like that. So it's up to us to keep ourselves optimized as much as possible. So I hope that helps. All right, Pumpkin, you ready? Do you want to say goodbye? Can you say goodbye? Nope, she's a cat. All right, so from myself to yourself, thanks for joining me on this journey. And I apologize, I don't know what I hit before going on, but tomorrow we'll have a chat. It'll be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. So I hope you have a great rest of your day or evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks. Oh, Imran, I'm going to get you those titles. I did speak back with the author, so he gave us some suggestions. So I'll send those over to you as soon as we get off this live. All right, thanks everybody. Have a great night. Bye. Oh, from myself to yourself, thanks for